Okay, hello. I'm going to be discussing the Greens. My name is Leo Alapont, and we're talking about Andrew and Elizabeth Green. On a positive side, and one of the strengths is that they're young, in their mid-20s, and they already have a pretty good amount of resources from the inheritance of GFD stock and from putting money away already into qualified retirement accounts, the 401k and traditional IRA. Weakness is that they have a negative discretionary cash flow. So one of the first recommendations is to work on a monthly budget to get that cash flow, discretionary cash flow at the end of each month to be a positive. Good plan to have, because so much of their income is going towards rent, is to meet with a mortgage broker or loan officer and determine what kind of home they can afford. Given that it's 5 years away, it's good for them to start planning that now. So using some common ratios and looking at their income, came up with the dollar amount of a home that they could afford. And so 5 years from now, I gave them a plan as to how much they need to save for a 20% down payment. Again, given the current assumptions on salary and salary increases. Insurance is lacking on the life insurance side. That's a good problem to have when you're healthy and in your 20s. So they could meet with an insurance agent or their human resource personnel at their respective employers and increase their insurance coverage. I outlined the amount in the needs analysis. Any additional life insurance purchase should be of the term variety, given their limited resources right now, and offer coverage for 15 to 20 years, and that would cover while the kids are living with them in the house. Disability insurance is missing on Elizabeth's side, and it's not offered through her employer, so she needs to meet with an insurance agent as well to see how much that would be for her. Andrew's covered with his disability insurance. He should increase that coverage up to 70%, and he's covered till the age of 65, so that's adequate. So again, the insurance side, health insurance, $5,000 is their out-of-pocket, so they need to look into also if Andrew's employer offers a health savings account, since they don't have anything. Well, they have a little bit in checking and savings, but that $5,000 out-of-pocket would eat that up, so they need to get going on a health savings account. We need to meet with Elizabeth's mother to see if ownership change can happen on the security plus life policy. But you know, that's more of a reason for Elizabeth to get her own policy if Ruth refuses to do that. Looking over their investments, they are invested in asset classes that aren't consistent with their age or their self-described moderate to aggressive risk tolerance. So we need to develop an investment policy statement to incorporate time horizon, risk tolerance, and portfolio objectives. Then we can meet with a financial advisor to align the investments with the proper asset allocation for achieving their long-term goals. Their estate plan has a little bit of holes at this time, given the fact that they don't want to receive any further medical care in the case of imminent death. So recommend that we meet with an estate planning attorney to set up advanced medical directives and durable power of attorneys. Also, each of them are named on the beneficiary designations of the retirement plans, but their kids are not named as contingent beneficiaries. So to protect against a simultaneous death and to carry out their wishes of splitting everything up between the two kids, they need to name the kids as 50-50 contingent beneficiaries on the qualified plans. There's no mention of how the GFD stock account is set up, whether that's in Andrew's name alone, in joint name with Elizabeth, but adding a transfer on death on that account would be wise. Again, listing the two kids as beneficiaries 50-50. Good goal to have is saving money for college, and so recommend that we open up section 529 college savings plans, where they name either parent as the owner and the other as successor owner, and each child as beneficiary, and outline in the actual financial plan is how much they need to save to get to their goal of $15,000 per year for 4 years in today's dollars. Recommendation on GFD stock is to diversify it, to get away from the systematic risk of one large holding. It makes up over 90% of their investable assets, so their concern is, they want to lock in the gains, and they're also concerned with taxes if they do sell it, but they also want to hold on to it for sentimental reasons. So the plan there that I recommend is to sell a large chunk of it. If they are in the marginal tax bracket of 15%, capital gains will be 0, and long-term capital gains, since it's an inherited asset. But we should work closely with the tax professional in the year that they do want to sell it, and make sure that we stay in that 15% or lower tax marginal tax bracket. But addressing their goal of holding on to it for sentimental reasons, well, they don't have to hold on to all of it. They can hold on to maybe 5% of their total investable portfolio, and that would accomplish the goal of diversifying it and making sure they still hold some for the sentimental reasons. But it's too much of a risk to hold on to that much of it given their current portfolio size. Recommendation also is to begin as soon as the budget is done and the discretionary cash flows are positive. We need to start an emergency fund immediately. And that's all of my recommendations. Thank you very much.